All right. So this is week 5. So this is week 5. We're going to be jumping into Tummo tonight. And I'm going to start the class by distinguishing breathing a little bit. Um, so breathing, the word breath comes from the word Latin, which is a spiritu, which is literally the spirit, divine spirit inside of us. Um, the Bible, it is known as the breath of God. In Hebrew, it is the Holy Spirit. So it's obviously got some pretty divine connection to it. It's literally a way to connect with the life source that we are. Literally, life is love, I believe. So it's literally that is how powerful breathing is, especially when we do it consciously and with a with a direction and a intention behind it. Um, all right, is here too. Let her know quick. Um, and yeah, like the mind never stops thinking, and the fact that we never stop breathing is a beautiful way to just balance that yin and yang. The mind's always going to be going, but we can always just have our conscious breath there to take back control of just the mind running its daily routine of constant chatter. So it's a great way to ground ourselves. It's a great way to get connected with who we are again and to just tune back into life again. And something else I was kind of thinking about it, like how, like literally the entire universe is made up of energy. So Einstein said, has this famous quote that the field is a soul governing agency over matter. So literally the invisible energy that we call God or we call source or we call the field in science, they call it whatever you want to call it. It's literally what is controlling everything that manifests into reality. So if you look at that, okay, there's that invisible energy that you can kind of feel, you can kind of sense it's there. Um, that is literally God that's manifesting everything. I kind of like look at breathing in a way of like it's kind of like you can't see the breath you're taking, but you can feel it, and it's your connection to the life that you are. Just like it's kind of like on some kind of subtle level, it kind of equates to that in a way to me. Like you're literally like breathing in God, you're literally breathing in life force, just like the in infinite field of consciousness or source that is there. It's kind of like that's kind of where I like to look at it as well. Like you're breathing in like a sea of air. Like we're all literally breathing this same air right now. Like the air that Noel's breathing right now, I was breathing maybe, 12 hours ago, and or like Dexter like 2 days ago. Like literally it's just air circulating around the planet. And it's like a symbiotic relationship as well that we'll share with nature and the plants. Like we are literally breathing out carbon dioxide the plants are consuming. So it's like how we're connected to all of this as well. Like literally we are all connected. So there's a lot to be said about breathing, something so simple, something so just like we don't even think about it, but it's so important. And when we do it consciously, it becomes super powerful. So this breathing technique is called Tummo. Wim Hof made it super famous. He's an Iceman. He's done all these crazy, like hiked Mount Everest in his board shorts. He's swam like 200 meters under the ice. He's done all these crazy, like world breaking record challenges. He's got like 32 Guinness World Book record challenges now that he's done, just like superhuman stuff, all using this breathing technique. So it's obviously super powerful. I found it just, I think my wife actually found it and turned me on to it, but I started using it for my surfing because I wanted to get comfortable in, crazy surfing situations where I'm getting pummeled in big surf and cold and scary environments. I wanted to be totally comfortable with no air in my lungs, um, and just feeling at peace. So I started doing this breath work and immediately realized like, hey, this is like super powerful for like meditative practices as well. Cause I start doing the breath work and I would notice my mind would just be in this state of calm. I just felt really grounded, but really sharp and just on it. And I started getting kind of curious, like what's actually happening. So I started investigating it more and realized that, like, okay, so what's happening is we're actually slowing our mind down to like alpha and theta, which is like basically what we're doing when we're meditating as well. That's what like meditation is. Like when you're slowing your mind down, you get into those lower states. Like alpha, like more of um what's the word? I forget the word right now. More like a creative mind frame. You're like in more of a creative state, meditative, creative. Like you're thinking more and like it's more images coming in, like images of things to do rather than like the chatter of the mind, or like theta, which is more just like you just straight like really slowing it down, really just becoming just like really present, just like feeling like literally your heartbeat in the life that you are. So it's like just doing this breath work and really like prime you for like a good meditation. I know Noel does this and I do this all the time too. And it's like super great way to like get yourself ready to go into meditation. Just like get yourself primed and ready to go. So like I immediately realized that, recognized that with this breath work. I was like, whoa, this is kind of like it felt like the missing key for me. Like I was using it just to like get comfortable and surf, and I was like, wow, this is a great way to like meditate as well. And like really started getting into it more for that too. And then like once I started doing that, I started realizing, hey, like once like I'm already like getting myself more comfortable and bigger surf because now I can hold my breath longer. Like the first time you do this breath work, like if you can hold your breath for like 1 minute normally, you better hold your breath for like 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes with no air in your lungs, mind you. Like it's gonna like trip you out. It's like superpower stuff. Like it really feels like you're having superpowers with this. So like other, you can also like with no air in your lungs, you can do like twice as many push-ups, or you like twice as many sit-ups. So it's like hyper oxygenating your muscles and stuff as well. And you're like it like kind of activates your adrenaline too. So it's like it's crazy like the kind of like powers it gives you, which is just basically our our God-given power that we're just taking it back. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into it for surfing. And like I found that like once I would do this breath work, I would like find myself in a state a lot of times where I'd show up at the beach, the surf would be big or scary, and I just like immediately the fight or flight response would get like activated inside of me. And obviously, I mean, I get it. I know this why this happens because I've been an adrenaline junkie my whole life. So I typically show up at the beach, I see the big surf, my heart starts pumping, I'm just like go into like fight or flight mode. And it was like I started to realize like I don't want to be living in that state. I want to be calm and comfortable and confident out there. Like literally, because if I'm in that state, I'm gonna surf better. Sharks aren't going to be attracted to me because sharks are attracted to like adrenaline, fear, and blood. Like all of those things, like do not want to be having in my spectrum at all. So it's like there's nothing but positivity will come out of me being calm and comfortable in the water. So I started realizing that by doing this breath work, I could literally breathe through my fear, like watch it, like step back from it and watch it from like a outside perspective. It's like, okay, there it is. There's fight or flight. There's that old adrenocorticotropic hormone that I'm addicted to. I see it coming up inside of me. I see it welling up. Okay, now I'm breathing right through it. I'm going right through it and just come out on the other side of completely clear, completely just like, okay, that's behind me. Now I'm going to go do my thing, go for a surf, and like completely change the whole way I've been like my whole perspective on the ocean and on surfing and on everything too. Like before I speak in class, before I do anything important, I'm always doing my breath work. So like I literally like every time I press a button to speak in class or anywhere, like my heart starts racing, fight or flight kicks in. It's like, well, there it is again. Okay, here we go. Got to start doing my breath work. And then boom, just go right through it. And it's just become like a tool I started to use to just like get through stuff. And it's yeah, it's great because it just grounds you immediately. So that's how I found it. Got into it doing that. And then so I kind of obviously recognized the meditative powers for it, and also like how much love and how much like I was getting these crazy cool downloads, and just like I'd be doing my breath work and just getting these beautiful downloads, like so much love and so much peace coming over me. And just like, wow, like this stuff is so freaking powerful. Like I've been meditating for, 10, 15 years now, but never like meditating that good. Like just doing this breath work, I was getting like more downloads and more um just beautiful feelings of peace and love coming over me than I'd had like in all my meditative career. You want to put it like that, but it just feels like it's like an expedient way to get results from meditating. So like really started noticing that like love was really becoming like more and more present the more I did this. And so I just like started realizing, okay, I got to do this more often, because this is like obviously creating something very beautiful inside of me, and I want to see where this goes. So that's kind of how things kind of like led from there, how I got into it and kind of like started realizing the power behind it. And then my dad got sick with COVID. And I know you know this story, Noel. Actually, you're a key player in this story, but and Bianca, I've told the story too, and Mariah as well. But I'm going to tell it again here for Dexter, so everybody's kind of clued in. Um, so yeah, my dad got sick with COVID, and he got he went into the hospital, and it was he went in unconscious pretty much, and he was there for 4 days before he passed. And the first day he got admitted was actually Awaken Life Live was on, and I had the belief inside of me that the only thing that could save him was love. So I felt that I had to generate as much love, find as much love inside of me as I possibly could to save him. That was my kind of my mission, or kind of like my only thing that I could really do to, create a miracle, is what my belief was. So one of the things I did was try to get a hold of Noel and get a hold of the Earthquaking community and have everybody there pray for him to come back to life, basically to come back out of his funk that he was in. And I'll never forget it. I was on this cliff, like ironically, the same cliff where this lady had committed suicide like 5, 10 years ago. Like she took her motorcycle and just launched off this like 1,000 foot cliff. And like ironically, that was right where I was at. And I had to face like one of my biggest fears, actually is my biggest fear, was like speaking in public. And I had to press the button to speak and raise my hand. And I wanted to talk to Noelle so I could get her to tell everybody there to like pray for my dad. And every time I press a button, my hand would go up and my heart would just start absolutely racing out of my chest. I just had like, it was like literally, I had to choose love over fear. I had to face my fear in that moment. And it was like, I remember back in that time, there was, John was showing this clip of this little baby bird that had to jump off the cliff to literally save its life. If it stayed there, it would have died. And that was like kind of like the metaphor of of that moment. And I knew that right then, that was why I saw that video, because that was where I was at right then in that moment. I had to literally face my fear to save my dad's life. And I knew that this was the only way I was going to do it, is by loving him back to life. So yeah, I pressed the button over and over again, and it kept dropping my hand. Long story short, I didn't have enough reception there to actually speak, so it didn't work out. But I still had to I had like 10 times raise my hand and face that fear 10 times on that little cliff right there. But I got to talk to Noel the next day. Got to have everybody in the community pray for my dad, and so that was kind of like the beginning of it. And then like as the days progressed, basically what I would do every day would just do like 2 or 3 Tummo sessions, and just like try to just fill myself full of as much love as I possibly could. And I had to go inside myself and just like literally forgive everything I could, that my father had done, every mistake he had made, just forgive him for everything. And by doing that, I was forgiving myself as well. And every time I'd be doing these Tummo sessions, I'd be doing it with an intention of just love, just loving him as much as I possibly could, just like creating a miracle. And we'd go down, me and my wife go down to the hospital. Like we couldn't actually get into his room because this was back in COVID time. So we could like literally just got to the closest place to his hospital bed that we could get and just sit there for a couple of hours and just meditate and just do my breath work and just try and generate as much love as I possibly could for him. And and so we did that for like 3 days. And like the last day I got to talk to him. I mean, he wasn't conscious, but um, the doctor put the phone up to him so I could actually see him and say goodbye to him because we knew he was going to go. It was like literally any minute. So I'll never forget that image of him. Like the doctor actually said, you probably don't want to see this because it's going to scar you for life. Because it's just like he's laying on his stomach and he's like all the tubes plugged into him. Like he just looked like a purple potato. Like I couldn't even recognize him. He just bloated purple potato. Like it was just grotesque looking. But I wanted to see him. I wanted to say goodbye to him. I wanted to tell him I'm going to take care of mom. Don't worry. I want you to live. I'm going to keep praying for you. I'm going to keep doing everything I can to bring you back out of this. But yeah, it's like I'm saying goodbye because like the doctors are saying you're going to go any minute. So just like I got to say goodbye to him. I got to tell him how much I loved him. I got to say all the things I wanted to say to him. And and that was it. That was the last time I saw him. And that night before he passed, I had like one last ditch effort of just like I was gonna do like a super Tummo session, like literally like I think it was like 45 minutes to like an hour of just like going for it, just absolutely balls to the wall, everything I had on the table. Like this was gonna be it. Like if there was going to be a miracle created, it was going to be from this Tummo session. Is basically what I was the intention, my intention that I set for it. And and the thing about breathing like that is, well, I had already surrendered to the fact that he was dying, but I was still going to do everything I could, everything that I was still going to trying to manifest enough love or let enough love through me to save the situation. But I kind of knew what was happening, so as I was doing my crazy Tummo breathing, which is like 60 rounds of this stuff, and then like 2 or 3 minute breath holds, like I think it had 7 of them. Um, every single breath I was taking, I was surrendering to the isness of this moment, the isness of my dad dying. Like there's nothing I could do but just surrender to it and just try and fill myself as much love as I possibly could. And that was my intention. I was just everything I had, just surrendering. Every single breath was just like my mind is becoming more and more empty, more and more empty. Like there's nothing I could do about the situation but just let love come out of me and just give it all I had. So on the very last round of this breath, let all the air out of my lungs and just went to this state of just absolute calm. And then I just had this vision come into my mind of just this infinite tree of light, like stretched from the beginning of time to the end of time. And I knew that that tree was representative of all life in the universe, and that my family, this all of humanity and my family was all represented in that tree. And on a branch of this outstretched this tree on this outstretched branch coming at me was my family, like all these leaves at the very tip of the branch, and all the leaves are representatives of all my family. And I saw my dad's leaf shrivel and drop to the ground. And then, but I looked back up to where the leaf had fallen, and there was like a silhouette of light where that leaf was at. So, and I knew instantly at that moment that that tree, that leaf was representative of his life, but at the same time, he was
Agreed.
part of that tree. He was the light and the life of that tree. Like the tree existed because he existed, and vice versa. Like he was just an extension of its growth and an absolutely necessary part of the tree as well. Like you cannot be separate from it. And I knew that that tree was love, and that tree was life, and that he had actually, he couldn't die. It was impossible. He literally was the life that that tree was. And I realized that it was just his shell that was dying. And in that moment, it just hit me like a wave, like a tidal wave of just like this love that came over, just washed all the way through me, all the way through my body. This incredible peace. Like I'll never forget it. Like it should have been like the saddest moment of my life, and it was, but at the same time, it was like the most beautiful experience of my life as well. And the most just so much love and so much peace in that moment, just so much understanding. It just like it was literally like God just like said, and this, instead of like having that ugly image of him as like a purple potato, that last image, it gave me this beautiful image of him with just a pure light and love. And I realized that like I was trying to save him by loving him back to life, and like love had already saved him. He was already gone home to love. He was fine. He was perfect already. Like, and in that moment I kind of died with him. I felt like in a way, like at least a part of me died anyways. Like, I mean, I don't want to die, but I don't really have much of a fear of death anymore. Like, I obviously still do. It's in my system still, obviously. But I mean, I feel like I kind of know what's on the other side now. I feel like I kind of had like a near death experience by kind of piggybacking on his death in a way. But it was just such a beautiful image to have, such a beautiful image to replace that that sadness and that pain that I was feeling. And like I look back on it now, and it's like I don't see it as a negative situation. I don't see it as something that shouldn't have happened. Like obviously I still wanted to be here, but it's kind of forced me, or not forced me, but it's like it's kind of put me on this path. It was like a turning point in my life where I realized that I need to start doing more. I need to start giving back more. I need to I need to follow this path of awakening that I've been kind of dabbling in the past like 10 years. It was just like I was kind of like toying with it, like meditating here and there, and kind of like not really 100% committed. But this was just like fork in the road moment where like my life, I feel like it's almost like a past life now after that situation. So yeah, obviously extremely powerful stuff when applied in certain ways. And so that's how I kind of got to know it and really respect it and see the power in it. But more just like the power of like the the healing properties in it, and the medical properties of it. It's like it activates your autonomic nervous system. So like when you're doing these like the breathing in and breathing out, these big in and out breaths you're taking, you're activating your sympathetic nervous system. I saw your sympathetic nervous system, which is basically you're activating your fight or flight um, response, but you're doing it consciously. So by doing that, instead of like your body using that energy to run or hide or fight, you're directing it internally, and you're activating your immune system, your adaptive immune system and your innate immune system. So you're literally telling your body to go at work and start cleaning up the funk inside of you. And when you're doing like the breath holds, then you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is like your rest and recovery system, which is associated with your innate immune system. So you're actually, that's super good for inflammation. It's really good for like reducing pain. It's works good against pathogens. It's actually, this is what creates heat inside your body. And yeah, the adaptive immune system, that's associated with like your sympathetic nervous system. That's like creating more white blood cells. developing immunity against pathogens and stuff. So like they've actually done studies with this where like they've injected um, people with what was it? It is a endotoxins with these endotoxins, basically like causing like flu-like symptoms in people. And the people that got this breathwork training, none of them got sick. Within a half an hour, they completely knocked out these endotoxins from their system just by breathing alone, just by activating their immune systems and directing it consciously. They just knocked it out. Whereas the other 10 control patients all got sick for a day or whatever with flu-like symptoms. So it's like super powerful stuff, and it's all just breathing. So, um, is there anything else I want to add before we jump into it? Yeah, we're getting pretty close on time. So, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's one thing. One thing I wanted to add. So last week I was supposed to do this class, and this was a class we're going to do on Tummo. And I did a Tummo sesh right before I started the class, and I had this crazy rash that just like took over my whole body. Like I asked the doctor, was this possible that breathing could have done this? He said, no, it's absolutely impossible. It was something you ate. I forget the name of the bacteria it was, but I had an allergic reaction to something. I actually think it now. I had my buddy killed this deer and made venison sausage out of it. And I had a bunch of that venison sausage. That's the only thing I could possibly think of that's different than my normal diet. So like this is the only thing. Maybe I'm allergic to venison. Anyways, I don't know what it was, but doing this breath work, I I was kind of in a situation. I was in a state where I was my pain body was activated. I had a little scuffle with like a little argument with my wife, and I was like trying to like combat my pain body with this breath work. I was using it to intentionally like get rid of my state of just like darkness, and like the pain body was my unconsciousness was activated inside of me, and I was trying to like use it to get rid of it, which is basically like waging war on a part of me. So I realized that that was probably why I had like, I think it was more like a psychological reaction as well as maybe allergic reaction to the meat I'd eaten. So I think I really learned something about it is like not to be using this to intentionally like get rid of any part of us, because the ego is part of us. It's We don't want to, if we go at war with something, then we're going to get war. If we go at something with love and surrender, then it's going to melt into love and surrender as well. It can't not. So something I definitely wanted to bring up is not to use this to get rid of anything, any darkness inside of you. Rather, just surrender to the fact that the darkness is there, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to love my way through it. I'm going to surrender to this moment and just love my way through it. So love is a key to all of it. So I think I really learned something there with that little episode I had the other day. So having said all that, I think it was about time to jump into some breathing. I've been talking way too much already. Trying not to do that so much, but so so in Tummo, it's pretty simple. You're just doing big inhales and exhales. So you're breathing into your diaphragm, which is your belly here first. You're breathing into your belly first, up into your lungs, up into your head, then out. You kind of make it like a circular motion. So into the belly, up into the chest, and then out, and then kind of feel it like a circular motion, like a wave. So up into your belly, up in your chest, then out, and then you drop your chest, drop your belly, and kind of in the circular motion like that. So we're going to do like 30 breaths or so like that. Like you're breathing as much as you possibly can, like as much in and as much out as you can go. Like you're giving it your all. Like obviously the more you give, the more you're going to get, just like anything. Like, and do it with intention as well. Like intentionally setting the mind on a shelf, like use it to put the mind down for a minute. Like you don't need the mind during this exercise. Just focus on your breathing, just focus on any sensations you're feeling inside of you. Focus on whatever you can feel, like tingling in your fingertips, your heartbeat, whatever it is. Just use it to really focus on the life that you are. So we're going to be doing like 30 breaths. And on the last breath, we'll exhale all the air out of our lungs. And we're going to hold that. And we'll do a minute and a half, and then we'll kind of go up from there. I'll get my timer set up here. You'll be surprised how much you can do if you haven't already done this. If you can only hold your breath with no air in your lungs for like a minute, you'll be able to do twice that. And so yeah, I'll be guiding you through all of it. So 30 big breaths, exhale, hold that for about a minute,
Fell
minute
through
and
the
a half.
mouth, in the
Sorry?
nose and out the mouth, in the
It's
nose
up,
and out the mouth.
it's up to you. I like to do it through my mouth with pierced lips because it creates more of a, what's the word? Pressurized effect to actually get more oxygen into your lungs.
Show me what you do with your lips.
Like that. You can breathe through your nose as well. It's probably better to breathe through your nose, but I like that you can kind of go either way with it. Oh, Sandy's showing up. Um, um, but I don't feel like I get enough oxygen in through my nose fast enough. So I like to breathe through my mouth and with pierced lips so I can actually get more oxygen in more quickly. It feels like if you do it with just through your nose, that's probably better if you like wanted like a calming one, like when you're trying to calm yourself down before you're going to sleep, something like that. If you just want to kind of do a bit more relaxed one. If you want to like really push it, I would say breathe through your mouth with pierced lips. Well, hi, Sandy. So we're about to jump into a breathing exercise. I was just explaining to everybody here. You didn't get the whole beginning part, but I'll get you up to
Okay,
speed here.
I'll just
Um,
do it with you.
okay, so yeah, so we're gonna do Tummo. So it's basically 30 breaths, big inhales and exhales. Like we're gonna breathe into our diaphragm first, up into our chest, and then up to our head, and then out. And kind of make it like a circular motion. So into the diaphragm, up into the chest, up the head, and then out. And make it a circular motion. So you have about 30 breaths like that, as big as you can possibly do. Like I was telling
Mouth
you,
to
well,
crown,
you can breathe through your nose or your mouth. It's up to you. I prefer to breathe
mouth
through
to
my mouth
crown,
with this
mouth to mouth.
exercise. Yeah, into the mouth, out to the mouth, or into the nose, out to the mouth. Up to you.
Okay.
We'll do like 30 breaths, and then you're gonna exhale all the air out of your lungs, and you're gonna hold that for about a minute or so. And then we're gonna take a big inhale, and we're gonna hold that for about 15, 20 seconds. And then we're gonna exhale, and then we're gonna start the round over again. So what I'll do is I'll start breathing with you guys, kind of like get the the momentum set or get the rhythm set, and then I'll just start talking you guys through it. And then give you guys a cue to exhale and breathe and everything. I'll be timing you and all that stuff too. So, um, anybody have any questions before we get going? All right, sounds like we're ready to go. Okay, here we go. Big inhale. Preferably with your eyes closed. Just feel that breathing. Big inhales, big exhales. Just focus on the breathing, just in and out. Big inhales, big exhales. As much as you can breathe in, as much as you can breathe out. Just feel the air rushing into your lungs and just let it go. Just breathe it in, big inhales, and just let it go. Just let the air leave your lungs. In and out, big breaths, in and out. You get what you give. Give it your all. Big in, big out. All the way in, all the way out. Out with stress and anxiety, in with peace and with love. So using this breath to purify your mind, just purify your body. You already are pure. You're just setting the mind on a shelf. Just use his breath to just ground yourself to come back to the life that you are. Big inhales, big exhales. Much as you can get in, much as you can get out. You guys are doing great. This is the life that you are. Okay, 10 more. You guys are doing great. Big inhales, big exhales, all the way in, all the way out. Okay, 5 more. 3 more. 2. Last one. And blow all the air out. All the air out. Blow it out and hold. So just be aware. Any sensations in your body, any slight tingling in your fingers, your toes, wherever your heartbeat, maybe a small temperature change in your body, maybe feeling colder or warmer, just any sensation you feel, just go into it fully. Just use this moment to just go inside. Just observing the life that you are, this conscious presence. Guys are doing good. Recovery breath in 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, big inhale. Now hold it, hold it. Just squeeze your belly, squeeze your chest. Just kind of envision just shooting that energy straight at your head while still holding your breath. Just relax your body now. Just relax it fully. Just completely relax and just go into it. Just feel that sensation. Good. And inhale. Or exhale, sorry. Exhale. Okay. Next round. Here we go. Big breaths in and out. Big, beautiful breaths all the way in, all the way out. Make them count. I like to see this as kind of like a symphony, like just starting out and just watching the symphony just progressing. It's more and more. You're giving more and more every time you're doing it. You're going deeper. You're going further. You're just pushing yourself. You're just setting your mind aside and just fully embracing this life that you are. Literally watching your body just breathe. Love is breathing you right now. It's a beautiful friend Noel put it so eloquently. Love is breathing you. Just go into it. In with life, out with stress. In with peace, out with anxiety. Big, beautiful breaths. Just a natural rhythm of breathing. Beautiful. You guys are doing great. Literally changing the chemistry in your body right now. Activating your immune system, sympathetic nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, taking back control. You are the driver behind the wheel. You are this life. You guys are doing great. This is the now. This is the life that you are. The moment is now. You are the now. You are. You are life. You are love. Okay, 10 more. Make these last 10 really count. Go for it. You guys are doing great. Okay, 5 more. Awesome. 2 more. Okay, last one. Blow it all out. Every last drop of it. Blow it all out. You don't need it where you're going. All right. Breath hold from now on. No air in your lungs. Just feel the sensations inside you. Tingling, that state of calm, no mind, just presence. Fully here, fully now. Your body loves what you're doing for it right now. This is self-care. This is loving yourself. Giving yourself the gift of peace and calm, love. So whatever sensation you can feel, just go into it fully. Be aware of the emptiness, the spaciousness, the life that you are. Just go into it. We're almost there. If you need to breathe, go ahead, but we got 20 more seconds. You're doing good. Recovery breath in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale, big inhale. And hold it. Hold it. Just be aware of the sensations you're feeling. Just go into it fully. This is the life that you are. Beautiful presence, beautiful love. And exhale. Okay, last round. Here we go. Let's make this last one really count. Big inhales, big exhales. All the way in, all the way out. Make it circular. Into the diaphragm, up into the chest, up into the head and out like a wave. Just circular. Just feel it going in and out. Making these breaths count. Breathing with intention. Breathing with surrender. Surrendering to the storytelling mind, its chatter, just setting it aside, just focusing on this primordial breathing. It's just the power in this breath, this life that you are. Love is breathing you. Big in, big out, all the way in, all the way out. Every breath, you're blowing the ego further away. You're filling yourself more full of life. All the way in, all the way out. Big, beautiful breaths. Really start pushing it. Let's make these last count. You guys are doing great. You're literally making yourself healthier with every conscious breath you're taking. That's a beautiful thing. And it's free. Beautiful. Okay, 10 more. Make this last 10 really count. You guys are doing great. Okay, 5 more. Give it your all. You get what you give. 2 more. Okay, last one, and blow it all out. Every last drop of it, blow it all out. You don't need it where you're going. Just be here now. You are love. You are life. You are now. And now is your essence. This life force inside of you. That is who you are. Feel it fully. Go into it. Be aware of the spaciousness, feeling of spaciousness inside of your body, that life energy, the vibration. Whatever feeling you can feel, just go into it fully. Just relax. Just let that relaxation just flow all the way out throughout your body. Just go into that relaxation. You guys are doing great. If you need to breathe before I give the cue, go ahead. But we're going to push it, see how far you guys can go. You guys are doing great. A recovery breath in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, and hold it. Hold it. Squeeze your stomach, squeeze your chest, kind of send that energy to your head. While still holding that breath, just relax now. Just relax fully. Just every muscle in your body, just relax and just go into it fully. Just be here in this moment in your body. Just feel these sensations. Just feel this life that you are. Beautiful, vibrant life. Love. Love is who you are. Consciousness is who you are. You are this life. And exhale. Just let you guys enjoy that for a moment. Just soak it up. Just know that your body loves what you just did for it. When you guys are ready, you can open your eyes. Let me know how you feel, how that was. Now, everyone here, I think, has done that before. I think Dexter might be the first one that's done that for your first time.
You did. I felt like, I don't know if you remember this commercial back in the days, this Calgon Take Me Away. That's how I felt.
I remember that one.
That's how I felt, brother.
Right
That
on.
Whew. Yes.
Good stuff, huh?
Yes.
Imagine like doing that before you meditate every day. Like, just how can you go wrong with that, right?
No way you can go wrong, man.
Yeah, it's instantly grounded. Yeah.
Massive goosebumps.
Good stuff, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so like
Yep.
I made a little arrangement with my wife. I told her that I would I would pay her $111 if I missed one single day of doing this exercise. It's like, that's how important I know it is. Like, I need to make myself do this every day. That's how I kind of held myself to it, like invested in myself. Like, okay, I'm doing this every single day regardless. And yeah, man, like obviously, like there's so much power in it, and especially like when you use it intentionally. Yeah, it's incredible, and just what it's doing for our bodies as well. It's so good for everything. It's like such a great way of taking care of yourself. Like let's say like if you do this and you do this breath work every day and you do like cold showers or cold immersion, like you won't get sick anymore. I mean, I'm sure you probably will still will get sick, but way less because it's just like your immune system is just like so just in the best shape ever. Like I definitely recommend doing this as often as possible. Um, and like cold immersions as well. Like if you guys can do some cold showers or like ice baths or something like that, I highly recommend it. It's also like it it's also going to activate your fight or flight response. So it's a great way to just like instantaneously activate your fight or flight and just start breathing through it. It's like, okay, there it is. I'm the adrenaline is just ripping through my body right now, but I'm literally just taking nice, calm, comfortable breaths, breathing right through it. And if you do this breath work before you do the cold immersion, you can literally heat your body up and get yourself prepared for it. So it's like, yeah, there's so much information here to dive into. It's good stuff. Anybody
I
else
was
have
not
anything you'd
able,
like to add?
I couldn't hold my breath as long as you did this time. Sometimes it feels like, but what I would do is I would breathe in and then I pretty much held my breath from then the rest of the time. So it
Okay, yeah,
was except for that last one. But I just yeah, I mean I was just not willing to be too uncomfortable. I just
yeah,
wanted to, so I would take a breath, but I could
perfect.
hold that other one in for a long time. But I did love just the sensations in the body. It just feels so, the focus is so strong.
Yeah, like it's funny. Like sometimes, like when the breath like hold with no air in my lungs, I will get more of this I'll get more out of that, and then other times I'll get more from like the actual inhale, that like 15, 20 seconds there. And sometimes I'll just like stay in that breath hold for like another minute with air in my lungs just because I'm just like just having such amazing sensations inside of myself. Like I don't want it to go away, so I just keep on doing it. Like so yeah, it's like there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just toy with it, see what works for you. Like if you want to like do more calming breaths, more kind of just like slow breath breathing, you can do that too. Like you want less of effect, or if you just want to like really go for it and just like really send yourself, like literally you can activate DMT doing this. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what I did when I had my that vision with when my dad died. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I activated some DMT because that I went into like obviously I want to know what happened, so I started researching it, and it's actually pretty common. Like um yeah, so it's some powerful
What's
stuff.
DMT?
Sorry,
What is DMT?
dimethyltryptamine. It's like the most powerful hallucinogenic known to mankind. Like when we're born, um, DMT is present, and when we die, DMT is present. So like that, the tunnel of light when we die, that's DMT. That's kicking in. It's literally, it's like, yeah, um,
Yeah,
it's
real good, feel good feeling.
yeah. So like obviously it's not activating as much as like when you're born or when you're dying, but you're just activating enough to like you're seeing lights and you're like getting like I've had like situations
I
where I
felt
feel
it.
like I'm melting into my bed or just like crazy geometric patterns and just like all these crazy downloads of love with light involved and stuff. So it's like that's what's chemically is happening inside your body too.
Well, I looked like I saw like the universe was a flat disc spinning. That's what I saw.
Whoa.
I
Rad.
was like, oh man, what's this guy doing to me, man? But it was
I ain't doing nothing, man. You're
I
doing
was
it you.
I couldn't hold my breath that long either, but man, the sensations was phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. It's all that I've got it already linked in the messenger thread, all these breathing techniques. That's week 2, I think. So it'll be a while back up in the post, but you can find that stuff in there. Um if you're having trouble finding it, I can repost it.
No, I've seen some in the post. I've seen them. I'm gonna
Okay,
start
cool.
saving them in like a special folder.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Mhm.
there's like there's a beginner's one that's kind of more slow, kind of gets you kind of acquainted with it. And then there's a more advanced one. I like the advanced one. I definitely feel like I get more out of that one. But once again, it's just like, go at your own pace, do your own thing, and just kind of figure it out. Just play with it. Like it's like if you just want to like use just breath work to just like wake yourself up. Like if you just do like the breathing aspect of it, this was like 30 big breaths. It really wakes you up because it's like activating like adrenaline in your system. So it's waking you up, getting you super alert. And it's kind of like almost like Valium in a way. Like it gets you just like super awake and present. Um, or if you just want to like mellow yourself out, you can just do like the breath holds because like the breathing is activating this the sympathetic nervous system, like getting you like ready to go. And like when you're doing the breath hold, that's activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So like those like rest and recovering, like if you want to like calm yourself before you go to sleep, you can do the breath hold. So it's like you can kind of like just play with it, just like kind of see what works for you and what feels good.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm in science class or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. I
and it's
appreciate
all
it.
free. It's all free. And it's just,
Oh, wow. Yes.
it's in our bodies. It's literally the life that we are. This superpower that we all been given, just reactivating it.
Hmm. Oh, I got this thing. It's kind of not related, but it's kind of related with what you was talking about earlier about the life thing. And I think about life like, because I experienced my mom died when I was a kid. I witnessed my grandfather die, and I've just, had my grandmother died not too long ago. She did be 100. But I think about life like energy, like Einstein. Somebody said all the matter that's here is still here in some kind of way. It never goes away,
Yep.
either in energy or in something else. And I think that same science or whatever can be applied to life, because once life is here, it never goes away. It just goes back to the collective. Wherever
Yeah.
it goes, it comes back in. I think that's the way about life. And I think, like if somebody close to me dies, I just say they went back to the collective,
Yep.
you know.
That's
Mm-hmm.
literally what happens, eh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess physicists say that when like everything that exists in the material world, literally the energy waves that exist in the field, it's literally just those energy waves are slowing down. And as they slow down, they materialize into a physical form that we can see. And then when it goes back to source, it just speeds back up again, whoop, back out of our perspective, back out of our ability to see it with our senses. So it's like it's incredible. Yeah, it's just like when you think about life on those terms, it's all just energy. It's all just energy that temporarily exists in the manifest and then back out into the ether again, back out into
Mm-hmm.
the infinite.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's like I've heard like we got several versions of ourselves. This is just the 3D version of it, down to this level. But it's like it's just having your mind open mind to be able to just even to think about these type things and say, well, this. I think this. I'm resonating with this. So, you know, it's just amazing that the concepts that we're blind to because of the indoctrination and domestication. And it's just amazing if we let our minds, I let my mind be open to these type things. And I think science is getting more and more closer to proving the gap between what we got and God, as
Yeah.
far as the connectiveness of everything, how something can move from can communicate to something on the other side of the universe instantly, faster than the speed of light. It's like, oh, now they're getting closer to that consciousness that we're all a part of.
Yeah.
I like, in this breathing is getting us tapping into some of that energy.
Yep.
And it's phenomenal. I thank you for this, brother. I really
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
it.
dude. I'm so stoked you're here. I'm so stoked all of you are here. Like, yeah, this is my passion. Like, this is what I'm meant to be doing. At least the first step in it. I don't know where we're going from here, but yeah, it's
you get doing that breathing, getting in contact with source like that. You had those amazing incidents with those dolphins and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you spot on it. You're on it. You tapped in, bro.
Well, I'm trying, just like one foot in front of the other every day, right? Just trying to figure it out as we go here.
Yes, yes.
But
You're on to something.
Sorry?
That's it. You're definitely on to something.
Yeah.
You know, those experiences you say you had where the light came and you felt this. I'm like, man, you could mess around. You're gonna be the ascended.
Well, that's it. It's like literally, it's the power that's, you know, inside of all of us. Literally, it's just like we got to awaken it, and we just got to like go there and do it. Like we are literally made of love. We're made of life. We're made of light. Like literally who we are. So it's just like, it's just remembering that. It's what it is.
Okay, I didn't mean to hold your class over, but thank you.
Dude, thank you. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Or you guys
Just gratitude. I agree with Dexter. He said everything I want to say. I'll just tag on him. Very grateful you're finding your way with this. It's just who thought everything that we needed was right under our nose.
Yeah, right. Yep. That's literally how God intended it, right? Just like everything we need was inside of us already.
Yes, thanks, Caleb.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So stoked. So yeah, next week we're gonna be doing a Super Tummo sesh. So that's gonna be like we'll do like probably 40 minutes of this. So show up ready to play. Like with an intention, preferably, like something you're dealing with. Like I use this as breakthrough stuff a lot of the times, like stuff I want to get through. So obviously it's no substitute for doing like a real breakthrough, but it can definitely be used in that genre, that sort of direction. So yeah, come with an idea, or if you just want to just like push yourself. So we're going to be doing a good one next week. So that's kind of be like the final class where we start over again. So
I'll be in Costa Rica next week.
Oh, awesome.
So I don't know if I can join Bianca or whether I'll be on or whether I'll miss it. I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
Okay. Well, hope to see you all there, because it's going to be a good one. This is how I've talked to God.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone. Great to see you, Sandy. Mush, mush.
Yeah, great to see you, Sandy.
And Mariah and Dexter and Caleb.
Yeah, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.